Hello and welcome to my video review on Transformers Titans Return Skull Smasher. Now here he is, and he is a gorgeous green and purplish red. And this thing looks amazing, although he feels a little on the cheap side. That being Titans Return is kind of typical. Just a lot of hollow parts and just feels a little rickety. But he still looks nice. And we'll take a quick look at his accessories, and I do not have the packaging for this guy. I got him used. Now he comes with this tail, which can also double as a shield, and it has this peg out here that you can plug into the hands or use this one as well. And we also have a gun that is just the kind of off weight that the rest of the figure is. Now, we can use either this one and plug it in. I think you could possibly plug in his other gun, make it like a mega cannon. If you want to do that, you can, but that's more for transformation kind of thing. And yeah, as you notice, his hand fell off. That is one problem I have with this guy. These hands are just on little pegs here, and they tend just to pop right off, and it can be a little bit of a pain trying to get them back in. They come off easy, but do not like to go back in easy, which is never fun, and I am just going to do this till I get it. There we go. But yeah, that's probably the biggest complaint I have with this guy, is just how easily his hands fall out, because at least his accessories aren't that heavy, but it makes it a little bit annoying when posing. The weapon is just a 5mm port, of course, and I'll just bring that in there. Now he has a shield and a gun. He can stomp around and shoot some baddies up, or good guys, because he's a Decepticon after all. Which, speaking of a Decepticon, he doesn't have really any Decepticon insignias except for the ones right here. There's one right there, and I think there's one on the other side. And also on his head, but that's more for, you know, his other mode. And as you'll notice, I started in robot mode, which is probably the first time I'm ever going to do this. Usually it's for beast forms, because I like keeping the beast modes last, but that's just me. But anyway, now we'll go over his articulation. Being a headmaster, he's just got a ball joint, so really loose movement. Can look up about that far, down about that far. Of course, we have a full 360, and we have a full 360 at the shoulder here. It can go out as much as you need because it's got a double hinge, which is super nice. We have a good 90-degree bend at the elbow. We have a upper arm swivel, so I forgot the name of that. And we also have a pivot for the wrist. And we have these little opposable claws that are clearly the alligator feet. And same on the other arm, obviously. We have a beautiful waist rotation. We have a swivel at the thighs. We can go back about 90, forward about 90, out about 90, do the full splits. We have one bend at the knee, that gets you 90. And then a transformation joint, that gets you, of course, 180. And we have nothing at the toe, really. We do have it going in and out, but that's more for transformation. We don't have to pivot, but it's already at a slight angle, which is super nice. So that's basically it for this guy in this mode. Now, I will transform him. To start, super simple. All we're going to want to do here is rip off his head and decapitate him. That's a fun word to say. I don't know why, I just like that word. Anyway, now we can push in these little hands, flip down the alligator toes, and then we can use that double hinge on the shoulders to bring this in. And you'll see two little ports here that are 5mm with slots going through them. There's two little slots on the alligator head, and we can just line those up, and these will slot right into that, just like so. And now we can just position these little arms any way you want, really, but I like having them at that angle like so. And coming to the back here, all we're going to want to do is put his legs together and then rotate them all the way around and make sure everything's in place here. Make sure you don't push this in, because that can be a pain to open up. The only way you can open it up is there's a little tab here. You just put your nail on it and put pressure, and it usually opens up. For some reason, I'm having a little bit of difficulty. There we go. With this, because you only want to use the transformation joint. You don't want to bend it at the joint for robot mode. And then, of course, flipping those toes if they didn't already flip them themselves. You can fan out the legs, keep them in, put them way out, whatever you want to do. And then we can set them aside. And like we did for that super cannon, we're just going to do that again. Put in the gun into the tail. That one's the shield. And now is his tail. And I can plug that in just like so. And oh my gosh, this is just the cutest alt mode of a transformation or a transformer ever. I find this thing absolutely adorable. He's just a little alligator. And also, if you want to store his head, you can throw him in there. Or what I like to do is make him sit and then put his arms out like so. And then just plop him in. And now he can be driving the giant mechanoid gator. And yeah, this guy's adorable. I love the color scheme. All that white disappears, and the only white is with these beautiful talons that are beautifully sculpted and are not sharp, but they still look super nice. And we just have this angular, sleek look going through the whole thing. And even the side profile, there's little bits on the side here that in robot mode are hollowed out, so you get that waist. But for alligator mode, they are fanned out to get that profile. And I think that turned out real nice. And his head is untabbing. So that's probably the only thing with this alligator mode is trying to get that thing tabbed in. But other than that, it holds together really well. Obviously, the tail likes to come off too. But usually it doesn't have much of a problem. But yeah, just a beautiful sculpt and feels nice in the hands in this mode at least. It doesn't feel as light. Kind of that mass shifting feel, even though it clearly doesn't. But for articulation with this alligator, we have a ball joint at the back, so of course we can do a full 360, and we have a little bit of pivot. The tail can move from side to side, and at the front here, depending how you have the arms configured, you still have your bicep. That's what I was looking for. Bicep swivel, which is now still a bicep swivel. You have an elbow joint, which is still an elbow joint. And we can use this for his fingers, so he can be like crawling up on you. And at the head, we have a swivel, as you can see. And he can open his mouth to look adorable. Look how cute he is. Oh, yes. What an adorable little alligator. I find alligators adorable in general, so my sense of cute's a little twisted in a way. But anyway, that's basically it for this guy. Now, if you can find this guy, I highly recommend getting him if you like Transformers or if you like alligators, because this guy would fit right up your alley. I got this guy at a used toy store, and I think it was a great pickup. I think I got it for 15 to 20, so probably his maximum I'd pay is 25, although I really wouldn't like to pay that much. 10, 15 is a good sweet spot range. This guy's overall pretty good. The applications of paint are really nice. The only thing is like those hands especially, and just the hollowness of him. But other than that, he is pretty solid, and of course adorable. But anyway, that's been it for my video, and see you guys later. Peace out. You're not going to fall over because you're on all fours. No fair.